Video 3. The pros and cons of solar electricity. Solar energy is an ideal fuel resource. It's clean, it's free, it's abundant, and it could ease many of the world's most pressing environmental problems. Chief among them, the global climate change. Because solar energy has its share of critics, it's worth taking a look at both the pros and cons of solar energy and responding to the criticism. Availability and variability. Though the sun shines 24 hours a day and beams down on the earth at all times, half the planet is always immersed in darkness. This poses a problem because modern societies consume electricity 24 hours a day and 365 days a year. Another problem is the daily variability of solar energy. That is, even during daylight hours, clouds could block the sun and sometimes for many days as well. If PV systems are unable to generate electricity 24 hours a day, like coal-fired and nuclear power plants, how can we use them to power our 24-hour per day demand for electricity? Homeowners like myself who live off the grid solve the problem by installing batteries to store the electricity to meet the nighttime demand and to supply electricity for use on cloudy days. As a result, they are supplied with electricity 24 hours a day and 365 days a year by PV systems. The sun's variable nature can also be solved by coupling solar with other renewable energy resources, for example wind electric systems or micro hydro systems. Wind systems, for instance, generate electricity day and night, so long as the wind blows. Solar and wind are especially good partners. The sun shines a lot in the spring and summer and early fall, but less so during the winter. During winter, however, the wind blows more often and much more forcefully. The wind turbine could easily make up for the reduced output of a PV system, ensuring a reliable year-round supply of electricity. While the sun's variability can easily be overcome on the individual level, can society find a way to meet its 24-hour per day need of electricity from the sun? Scientists and engineers are currently developing numerous ingenious technologies to store electricity. And the batteries are high on the list. However, why? To store massive amounts of electricity to power factories, homes, and stores, we need equally massive battery banks. Because they would be costly and would require huge investments, scientists are seeking a variety of other potentially more cost-effective options. With smart planning and careful design, we can meet a good portion of our electrical needs from this resource. While many of us view a solar electric array as a thing of great value, our neighbors don't always share our opinions. Some neighborhood associations have also banned PV systems. Fortunately, there are ways to mount a solar array so that it blends seamlessly with the roof. Cost. Perhaps the biggest disadvantage of solar electric systems is that they are costly, very costly. Although the cost of solar cells has fallen drastically from around $50 per watt in the mid 1970s to $5 per watt in early 2000, then to around $1 a watt in 2015. Solar electric systems are one of the most expensive means of generating electricity. Although solar electric systems are expensive, there are ways to lower the cost, often substantially. And there are factors that make a system competitive with conventional electricity. For instance, you live in an area with lots of sunshine and high electrical rates, such as in Southern California or Hawaii. A PV system competes very well with conventional electricity. Even in areas with low sunshine but high electrical rates, such as Germany, PV systems are economically competitive. Financial incentives for PV systems from local utilities or the state and federal government drives the cost down, often making solar electricity cost competitive with conventional sources. The advantages of solar electric systems. One of the most important advantages is that solar energy is an abundant resource. While natural gas, oil, coal and nuclear fuels are finite and are on the decline, solar energy will be available to us as long as the sun continues to shine for at least 5 billion years. Solar energy is a clean energy resource too. By reducing our reliance on coal-fired power plants, solar electricity could help homeowners and businesses reduce their contribution to a host of environmental problems, among them acid rain, global climate change, and species extinction. Solar electricity could replace costly, environmentally risky nuclear power plants. Nuclear power plants cost upward of $6 billion to $7 billion, and no long-term solution has been enacted to store the high level of radioactive waste they produce. Solar energy could help us decrease our reliance on declining and costly supplies of fossil fuels like natural gas. Solar energy could also help us decrease our reliance on foreign oil. Though very little electricity in the United States comes from oil, electricity generated by solar electric systems could be used to power electric cars, plug-in hybrid cars, and trucks, reducing our demand for gasoline and diesel fuel, both of which come from oil. Although the production of solar electric systems does have its impacts, all in all, it is relatively a better technology compared to fossil fuel and nuclear power plants. Another benefit of solar energy is that, unlike oil, coal and nuclear energy, solar energy is free. Moreover, solar energy is not owned or controlled by a hostile foreign states or one of those influential energy companies that largely dictate the energy policy, especially in the United States. Because the fuel is free and will remain so, solar energy can provide an edge over an increasing cost of fuel. An increasing reliance on solar and wind energy could also ease political tensions across the world. Since the sun is not owned or controlled by the Middle East, we'll never have to fight a war over solar or other renewable energy resources. Not a drop of blood will be shed to ensure a steady supply of solar energy to fuel our economy. Another advantage of solar energy is that it uses the existing infrastructure, that is, the electrical grid and technologies in use today, such as electric toasters, microwaves, and so on. Hence, a transition to solar energy could be done smoothly, and solar electricity is also modular. You can add on to a system over a period of time. If you can only afford a small system, you can start small and expand your system as money becomes available. Solar energy could provide substantial economic benefits for local, state, and regional economies. This training focuses on small solar electric systems suitable for homes and small businesses. We have done our best to explain the facts and concepts clearly and accurately, introducing key terms and concepts as and when needed and repeating them as necessary. This training is provided for individuals who aren't well versed in electricity or electronics. So when you finish viewing the videos and the study material in this training, you will know an amazing amount of information on solar energy systems. You will also have knowledge required to assess your electrical consumption and the solar resources at your site. You will also be able to determine if a solar electric system will meet your needs and if it makes economic sense. You will also have good working knowledge of the key components of solar electric systems, especially PV modules, racks, controllers, batteries, inverters, and backup generators. You will also know how to install a PV system for your home.